Okay, so this is the pencil case that the first year woodwork class are making. We're going to take a look at how we go about drawing this here. You can see on the design tree is all the different parts, and as I scroll through them you can see they're being highlighted at the different parts here, and down here all the pieces are named as well too. So we ultimately want to make a drawing. So this is the kind of drawing that we want to end up with here. I have a template here which will be a bit different to this one when we go to draw it, and then we want to export it as well too as a PDF so that we can print it off. So that's essentially what lies ahead of us here. What I'm going to do though is go through each of these stages, and it may be slightly different. I may name some of these slightly different to what I have here, but when I share the file with you, you can take a look through each of these parts as well to find out what parts is made in it or how the parts are made in it. So the first thing we want to do is go to our Onshape. We want to go to create. We're going to create document. I've already made this here, so I'm going to have to rename it something a little bit different. So I'll call it pencil case 2. I don't know why that's doing that now on me. Pencil case 2. And I'm going to create that there. And it'll take me into the workspace then on Onshape. And to start off with, what I want to do here is I want to draw a sketch. I'm going to pick sketch. It's going to ask me what sketch plane I want to draw on, so I'm going to pick the top plane. And make sure that you keep this box open, because that's a common mistake. People just close that after they think the thing finished. So you can see the sketch is up here and it's on the top plane. So to make that a wee bit easier to work with, I'm going to hit N on the keyboard and it brings it normal too. I'm going to start by drawing the base, and I take the cursor until you see it's the origin here has been activated. That's the origin there. So it's been activated. I click on that, and I've picked the center rectangle, and I just draw it out to wherever I want. You can see it's blue because there's no dimensions on it and so forth. Because that's still activated up there, if you hit escape, it'll deactivate it. So now it's no longer active. Otherwise you'll just end up drawing a whole heap of rectangles. Go to dimension, and you can see it's colored here again, so it's activated. And I'm going to click on the side here, and I escaped there to get rid of that there. I just hit on the side, draw it out, and I want to make that 220 long. Just make sure as well too that your units of measurement are in millimeters. I'll show you that there, how we can get back to that. And I click that side, and that side there is going to be 114. So I've got its dimensions, and you can see it's gone black, which means it's defined, and that's good for us. If the workspace units are not correct, I'll just show you up here. Check on the 3 horizontal bars, go to the workspace units, just to make double sure that they're on millimeters. They're on millimeters, and I've okayed that. Now, it may take you out of the sketch, it may leave you in the sketch. I've taken it, it's gone out of the sketch here now, so I need to, if I want to edit that there, I need to go back into the sketch to edit it. But and you can see my dimensions have come back up, and if I had any other sketching to do, it'd be okay. But I don't have anything to do, so that's okay. So I can get rid of that box now, and I'm going to go over here to the view, the camera and render options here. I'm just going to go isometric, just so you see what's going to happen here. And I'm going to hit this extrude, and it's asking me what I want to extrude. I want to extrude that. You can see it's 25 millimeters. It's gone blind. I don't really want it 25. I just want it 4. So I OK that there. And now that has given this base thickness. Now I haven't named anything here. Really, I should rename each of these things as I'm going. So I'll call that the base, and then I'm going to edit this one here, rename it, and I'll call it extrude, and I'll put in base as well too. That's what it's doing to it anyway. So now I want to sketch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that there surface to sketch off. So I'm going to hit sketch, ask me to pick a plane, so I picked the plane here, click that, and you can see it's the face of the extrude of the base, and I'm going to go hit the N on the keyboard, and it's going to end up bringing me into this here now. Now there's a number of things that I can do here now. I'm going to make one of the short ends on this here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the sketch tool here. You see the corner rectangle, the center rectangle aligned. I'm going to go corner rectangle, I'm going to click in here. I'm just going to draw a rectangle which is in line with that. I'll just do that again. So I'm going to pick that. Once I hover over this here, you can see the coincident symbol has come up and is coincident with that line. If it's not on that line, and maybe what I should do is show you, if I draw this wrong, what I can do is I can click and highlight this and delete it, backspace, and I'll show you if it was done wrong, it's not on the sign. So that'll be no good to me. I hit escape again and then just draw this over it, backspace. So just make sure that you're picking your corner rectangle right on the line, and we'll draw it down. When you see that wee coincident thing, that there lets you know that it is on that. So now I have this rectangle drawn here. I want to put in a few dimensions, and the thickness of the piece of wood is actually 18. So I'm going to put that in first. I know the length of it is going to be 100, but I'm going to pick from there to this line on the end, and I'm going to put in a dimension of 7. So it's 7 away from that, and then I'm going to click from here to the bottom line and put in my dimension 7 as well too. And you can see that what's happening here now, I've got this drawn here, and I'm just going to put in this dimension here just so we see what it comes up with, and you can see it's 100, and hopefully that should grade in, or else it'll put it red. No, it's graded in, so it is the 100, so I'm happy enough with that there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm holding down on the right click button and moving this around. If it's a bit confusing for you, you can hit the letter N and it'll bring it back normal again. I'm going to go over to the camera view here and put it into isometric just to see what's going to happen here. That's the face of extruded bases I've been at. I haven't named this. I'm going to name that there. I'll call it the short end, or just call it the end maybe. And I'll OK that. Now I need to extrude that. So I'm going to pick that and pick the face. It's asking me what face I want to pick. And I'm also going to make sure that it's new, because I don't want it to stick to this here or become part of this. And it's going for 25, but I actually want to change that to 32. So now it's looking to add it. Make sure it's not adding it. Make sure it goes to new. That's easy to edit anyway. If you make the mistake, you can always go back into that. And I need to name this as well too. So it's an extrude of the short end. And I'll OK that. And you see it's a different colour. Once it's a different colour, it lets you know it's a different part. And you can see down here in the ends, we've got the different parts named or down here. That's not named, and I can actually change the name of this here. And it's no harm to do it now. I'll call that the base, and I'm going to rename that as well too, and I'm going to call that the short end. Short end 1 maybe. So now I have the short end of this piece here, and I want to draw it over here. So the easiest way to do that there is to mirror it. And if you can't find the command for mirror, you can actually type it into the search tools. But the mirror command is here. So I'll mirror this here. So it's asking me what entities I want to mirror. I could pick that from here, the short end. And the mirror plane that I want to use is actually the right plane, and I can pick the right plane from here. And it's looking to merge with all. I don't want that. Merge scope is the base. I don't want to add it. I want a new. So it's actually going to create a new part, and the new part is over here, because otherwise it'll just make it part of the thing. So I've mirrored it over to that end there. So that is that part. And I'm going to rename that down there as well too. I'll just call it short end 2. So now I have them two parts. Then I want to go back into my sketch again. It's going to ask me where I want to sketch, and I want to sketch on the face of the extrude there. And I want to hit the letter N just to bring me in a normal 2. And I'm going to create this end that's on here as well. So I need to go into the sketch line, and I want to, I'll just zoom it in as far as I can here. Do you see it? Once those are highlighted, it means you're on those points. So I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to click there, click on now. See the way that's gone off there? If that happens, see, we'll try and get into that. We'll just delete that. Click on it and delete it, and then start off my line again. I'll take that up to the corner. If it goes out of focus, just hit the letter F and it brings it back into focus. You can see the dot is highlighted even though I'm further out from it, and it's highlighted again, and now that corner is highlighted. It's coincident. You see the little symbol? That's coincident with the line. So I'm going to take that there. It doesn't matter how far I come down on this here at the moment. And you can see that line's level. It's not level anymore, but when I go there, it's shown perpendicular to that surface, which is great. And then it's coincident with each of those. And that can be a wee bit tricky to do. So if anything goes off, you just click on it, delete it, and then go at it again. So dimension wise, you can see these are black because they're in line with other things, but this isn't black here. I want to make that. So I'm going to change the distance between that to 18, which is the thickness of the wood. And you can see the whole thing has gone black there now. I'm just going to rename that there, and I can put that there, name that side, and I'll OK that. Now, nothing has happened to that there other than that I've drawn a sketch, and you can see that it's sketched onto that there. I'm going to keep it off at this angle just so as you see what's happening here. I'm going to pick the extrude, and extrude, it asked me what I want to extrude. I want to make a new extrude anyway. I've no name in this here, not yet. I'll pick the face, and the face is that there. You can see it orange, the sketch that I'm after doing. And the depth or the height that I want that to go is I want to go 32. I'll return that, and you can see that it's a different color as well, which is a good thing because I want it to be a new part to this here. I haven't named it, but I can rename it here, and I can call that extrude of side. I'll OK that. So now I have the side drawn, the two ends drawn on that side, and I'm going to use the same method to, rather than redraw this over the other side, I'm just going to mirror it on this plane as well. So I head up to the mirror command, click the mirror. I want to, it says ask me what entities I want to mirror. So I can go down here. I haven't named this, but it's the side, part 4, and the mirror plane that I want to use is the front. Now I might be able to click it from there, so I'm going to go in here and click it. Mirror plane is the front. Probably could have flicked it in there as well too, but anyway, it's got it, and you can see it's coming up. It's showing it already. So I'm going to OK that. Now I didn't name the mirror. I could rename them there. Rename that. That first mirror is the mirror of the end, and this one is the mirror of the side. And I haven't got this renamed either. I'm going to, let's see how I get out of that there. I'll escape. Everything, I just click, sometimes clicking in the blank space will get you away from these as well. So I'll just rename this. So that is the side. I'll call it side 1. And I'll rename this here. And I'll call it side 2. Suppose I could have called them short side and long side, but I've gone for this option here, and this one here, I think maybe in the other ones that I drew, that's what it was. So that's what I have there now. I've drawn, I think that might be long enough actually for the first part when you're doing this. And now I have the planes in there. If the planes are annoying you and they kind of taken away from what you're drawing, you can actually close them off up here with the little eye and just have them blind. And even the origin, you could get rid of the origin as well, and F will always bring the focus back in for you. And sometimes what I like is if you're using Chromebook and not using the mouse, using the camera view for isometric, the isometric will always show you what you've drawn. So I'm going to leave it at that there for the first part of the video, and then I'm going to start from here then for the second part where I need to put on the top on that there.